What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Jilly, and I just did the dopest interview with the Real Life Street Stars. Make sure you guys go check me out on all my social media platforms, Jilly Anais, JILLYANAIS. You could also find all my music, my cookbooks, my perfume, everything on my website, which is IamJilly.com. Check it out.
Real life. It ain't real life. Just a real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Everybody start clapping right now. Real life street stars. You got Jilly in the building. What it is?
What's up, y'all? What's up? Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming. Everybody ain't knowing deaf, dumb, stupid, living up under a rock, man. Tell them where you from.
Man, I'm from Houston, motherfreaking Texas.
Motherfreaking Texas. H-Town.
You already know. We going down. H-Town, hold it down.
Hey, but you in Dallas right now, so
I'm in
quit
Dallas.
Wait, coming from H-Town, does it like automatically, do you have like a just appreciation for like Beyonce, Meg, like it's like there's so many stars that came, especially women that came out of Houston. It's like automatic, like we rep that H-Town stuff.
No,
Wherever
absolutely.
we go.
I mean, Beyonce first and foremost. Is water wet? Like, duh. Absolutely. Like I look up to her, idol. You know, I've been a Beyonce fan since I could remember even being a fan, you know, especially being from Houston. I mean, hey.
Like, and I'm just curious, was she moving around Houston in the early Destiny Child days?
Yes, absolutely.
So you could actually catch Beyonce around.
Like at the Galleria and everything. Like she was in the streets. Now, if you say you met Beyonce, it's like either you lying or you just got at the right place at the right time.
We wear that.
Yes. You got past Julius.
As a Houstonian, I want to ask you a question. Because Beyonce gets a lot of hate. Just recently, she's been getting a lot of attacks from the Christian community as far as being like maybe she is involved in any type of devil worship or things of that nature. How does Houston feel about that? Like when they hear things about that, does Houston have a disdain for things like that, or how does Houston look at Beyonce as far as? I
mean, I stay out of all that personally. I mean, I think, you know, the art, the craft, the dedication, the, you know, love for just the craft in general. I mean, I'm an artist, you know, so I pay attention to like just the success that she has gotten. I mean, I can't do anything but give her props. I mean, she works so hard. And, you know, I think it's just like sometimes people mix so much success with negativity.
Correct.
And I mean, personally, I'm gonna always be a Beyonce fan, so I'm gonna stand for her right now and say I don't even agree with any of it.
So I have to ask, and let's do it like this. Your claim to fame, when you first like got known to the world, was it being Miss Houston? You
know what? Miss Houston had a lot to do with it. Just really throughout, I started Instagram in high school, and for some odd reason, like not odd reason, I mean, because
I kind of know why.
I mean, like,
shit.
No, but my pictures would always go crazy, like always. I was a freshman in high school, and I was like literally the high schooler walking around with like all the followers, literally. And then of course in 2011, I was Miss Teen Houston. That was a real local, like, I became really known in the city for that. We did so much, you know, charity and give back. And so not only was it becoming known in the city, but it became known to like, you know, more important people like the mayor, you know, just like the congresswoman, you know, people of that aspect inside Houston, inside my city. And so, you know, later on, of course, just joining social media and stuff, I mean, it just kind of blew up.
So I'm just curious, back when you were, you know, posting those pictures on Instagram, kind of getting your claim to fame and just starting that, what was getting more likes? Because you're physically fit, like to the T. Was it just face shots, head shots, or was it full body pictures?
I mean, I was in high school, so I wasn't over here, you know, like I was like a freshman, so hell no, my daddy would have snatched my ass off of Instagram. No, but it was, just really innocent, like literally real life innocent photos. I was a freshman. It was just like, you know, I guess just my eyes were just so different, you know, just things of that sort. It was just like, whoa, something that we kind of hadn't seen. So, I mean, I guess they just kind of went crazy.
Now, to be Miss Whole State, how did that affect you as trying to grow up and mature? Because, I mean, being a teenager, you know, you want to be a teenager, but you actually representing a whole city.
Yeah.
How does that affect How did that affect your growth?
I mean, I don't even think it did. I think it added to it. I think it gave me the swag, the sauce. You know, every time I'm from Houston, people already give me that type of different respect. I mean, you know, I've earned my respect in different ways. Once you get to know me, it's a different type of vibe. But it's just like, I'm from Houston, baby. That's enough sauce and swag in itself.
Hey man, that's South City.
Sauce City.
Now, tell us about some of the artists, you know, that you grew up listening to. We know the Beyoncés, but some of the people that put an influence on the music that you do.
I'm gonna just take it back to Houston again, like Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Bun B, Lil Kiki, all of them, just legends. And, you know, I look up to them. A lot of them, I know them. And, you know, for them to give me, you know, words of encouragement to keep going and like never stop and, you know, pull up to my shows. I mean, that means everything. It just really shows like, you know, I work hard. I know what God has in store for me. But when you get, you know, that respect level from other legends, like legends I'm talking about, you know, to tell you up next and shit, it's a different type of feeling. It's a different.
Now I asked that question on purpose because now I have to ask, have you ever freestyled?
Have I ever freestyled? You know, I do a little like, man, hold up.
I done came down.
Yeah, you already know. I ain't gonna go back and forth like Nicki Minaj or nothing, you know?
Right.
I'm gonna leave that to her. But I mean, we do a little joke around.
Man, so I have to ask, are you a fan of the screw and chop culture?
Oh, you gotta say chopped and screwed,
Chopped
baby.
and
You gotta
screwed.
say it
Oh,
correct.
correct me like I'm a Dallas nigga.
Hold on.
Chopped and screwed.
Absolutely. I actually, my Houston show tomorrow, I got a little swag in there for the Houston fans. So I'm excited to, you know, change up my choreography for the Houston show.
So I have to ask you, did you ever own a Fuck Action CD?
A fuck action?
Do you know what that is? Don't even worry about it.
No, look,
Don't even
you
worry
lost
about
me
it.
there.
Dose if you know, you know. If you know,
Still
you
a
know.
96, baby. So it's like a little, it's different Houstonians. It's
Nah,
like,
seriously, there's I said
yeah, I'm still in
the pre-Kappa Beach and the after Kappa Beach. You know, there's like those. I don't know what Kappa Beach is, but those older ones know. Oh, Galveston used to. Galveston used to go up. Galveston used to go up.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So I have to ask, as you start rising, you know, modeling, just, you know, basically kind of going through that route, what made you take a switch from modeling to even start going, let's say even YouTube? Like what was it that you're like, or even, you know, with the music, what was it that you're like, hey, I have this lane, but you see yourself as a brand and you're like, I'm gonna just expand my brand?
Well, to be transparent with you, so music was always number one. In middle school, I was doing covers. I covered everyone's song. Rihanna, I was doing cover videos on YouTube before YouTube was really YouTube.
Oh, wow.
I was covering Rihanna songs, Destiny Child songs, Drake songs, Lil Wayne songs even. I would take those songs and make them more like R&B pop-ish. So like, you know, I would do one of the Drake rap songs, but I would then kind of like sing it, make it more melodic and everything. So, I mean, that always played a role. And then just the stage in general. My parents had me in literally everything. I'm talking about basketball, soccer, karate, competitive cheer, competitive dance, vocal lessons. There was never a weekend we spent at home. Like my brother and I, we were in every single sport. So the stage performing always was my second nature. It was always home to me. And then, of course, like I said, grew up, middle school, high school, was doing cover videos on YouTube. And then, you know, modeling was secondhand and played kind of hand in hand, like, you know, get modeling jobs, like, was never in love with it. Like, I was never like, oh, I want to be a model, but it just kind of came hand in hand with it. And then, you know, I moved to LA strictly for music in 2014.
Wow.
And I started putting my personality on YouTube, and that kind of just exploded. It was not even intentional. It just took off. But then for me, I always knew my biggest thing was music. And so what I didn't want to lose sight of was people kind of branding me in a different lane or a different direction, and then it'd be too hard to get out of that. So I kind of just slowed down on the every single day vlogs. And I was like, you know what? I need to just make sure no matter what, it always redirects to the music. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm in the process of doing, and it's paying off.
What did your parents want you to do, and what did you want to do early on? Like, what was like your dream thing, and what did your parents want to say, no, we want you to do this? I
mean, my parents literally always just let my brother and I, you know, whatever you fall in love with, whatever you want to do, we are in full support. And I'll tell you, I knew that was true because both of my parents are college graduates. My mom went to UT. My dad went to A&M.
Hell yeah.
And
hell yeah.
Literally.
Shout out mom and dad. Got it.
Shout out to mom and dad always. And college graduates. And, you know, then comes their creative, artsy daughter. And I was just like, after high school, I graduated high school early. And I was just like, I can't do college, Mom. Like, I don't see myself, Mom and Dad. Like, I don't see it. Like, I want to go and like start my career. And they were like, well, what's the plan? I was like, I don't know, but I just know 4 years in college isn't going to help me. It's not going to do anything. So my dad, I'll never forget, my dad told me, college will always be there. Your youth won't. So go get it. And here we are.
I have to say, at least he didn't do you like Craig. Craig, daddy, you gonna get your ass a job. You gonna go to school. Now, when you went to LA and, you know, to work on the music, what were some of the culture shocks that you had coming from the South?
You know, everything, like literally everything to the T. You know, the people, the vibe. LA people are very like, there's a lot of like mean, you know, people. I'm a little Southern girl, you know, Southern hospitality. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, sir, no, sir. You know, LA, it's not like that out there. And it was just, I had been around the world. My mom and dad always took us out the country. You know, they exposed us early in life just so, you know, we could never be too culture shocked. But moving to LA at 18 years old by myself was different. I didn't know anybody. It's not like I went to LA and I had a production, you know, company and here was the itinerary and this is what we're gonna do. No, I literally moved to LA on a leap of faith. And it was literally just God coming to me in my dreams and just telling me to keep on keeping on. And little by little, ran into people at the damn Ralph's in LA and just kind of start figuring my way out. And, you know, my mom always told me too, no matter what, whatever you do, just do something towards your craft every single day, whether it's one day rehearsal, you know, for a show, or one day it's just answering emails, or another day it's just, you know, working out, something. But as long as you do something every single day, it's going to be inevitable. And that's what I did. Whether some days it was bigger than others, some days smaller, I just kept working every single day.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I know there's probably a day that you was like, I don't know if this was work, and there was a day that you was like, oh, this is it, I got it. Can you tell me about both of those days?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they still kind of fluctuate. I took 2 years off of music, if we want to be honest. In 2020, when quarantine hit, I couldn't see it happening anymore. You know, I've been at it for a very long time, really professionally since 2014. But if we want to be, you know, transparent, like I said, since middle school, I was doing cover videos. So put 10 years on top of that, it's like already we're at really, 15, 16 years really at this. And it's just like, it wasn't happening the way I wanted to. And more importantly, it wasn't happening because I always promised to stay true to myself. I said, no matter what, I want to always be able to look myself in the mirror and be happy with every single decision I've made. And with that came me taking the longer route. And, you know, at certain times I was like, you know, I'm making all these right decisions. I'm not going to sell my soul. I'm not going to, you know, do X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, but why isn't true talent and, you know, passion really like showing for itself? And I didn't have the answer. I didn't. And it became discouraging. It really did. And so, you know, out of nowhere, it was really like my family and my people and my fan base, my core fan base that I already built, that was just like anything that I would drop. I have 2 cookbooks. I have a perfume line. Anytime I would drop something, they'd be like, music, music, music. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to be my year to give it that all again. And so in 2022, I came back to music and I haven't stopped since. And I'm just like, thank God I came back.
So I have to ask then, what was your possible first big opportunity in the music world?
I've had a few just like wow moments. When the Grammys, BET invited me to the Grammys to host their red carpet, actually. That was one of those like, okay, those notable like, okay, I'm getting recognized moments. Also, I was invited to do the Rock Nation red carpet for I think it was in 2018 or 2019, one of those years.
Right.
But I did the Rock Nation red carpet as well. So it was like hosting and stuff, but still they don't just invite like, you know, anyone. So that was another recognizable moment. And then of course, being on tour, going to 24 different cities with Nick Cannon, Live Nation, BET, and Vibe magazine. That's just like the icing cherry on top.
So real quick, sidebar, I got to get your critique on this as far as red carpet etiquette. For L'Oreal, do you feel like, you know, with her and Michael B. Jordan, the whole corny thing, I just got to ask you, do you feel like that was good red carpet etiquette on Michael Jordan's behalf?
I just think at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I don't think there's a place or time to address anything. You're going to address it when you address it. I mean, when is he going to ever see, you know, like when I see you, I see you. I mean, I'm just all about being truthful and transparent. You know, at the end of the day, like, I feel like a lot of people in this industry, you know, will say something behind your back. And then when you confront them, it's like, oh, no, I love you. And it's like, no, I wasn't like that the other day. So, I mean, I just think like at the end of the day, I'm gonna always be true to me, whether it's red carpet, whether it's at home in the kitchen, you know, when I see you and if you said something, I'm gonna I'm gonna speak on it. So I mean, hey, that's red carpet etiquette to me.
Now, are you holding any high school grudges? Like, do you have somebody from high school that you like, yeah, when I see them?
No, I got too much energy to put elsewhere. I don't even care about people from high school.
Amen.
I know that's messed up. They're gonna be like, this bitch.
We care about you.
I know, right? I didn't mean it like that, but you know,
the haters know. The haters know.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, what was your first viral moment on YouTube that you said, wow, like, look at this. Look what I'm doing here.
Literally just vlogging. It was just vlogging my everyday life. I can't even pinpoint one moment. It just, I would be doing nothing, but I would just have the camera on me all the time. And for whatever reason, it just was captivating. People loved it.
You like
and
Charleston White then.
Yeah. Literally, that's what I was doing for a very long time.
Now,
finally back to it though. People wanted it. So I was just like, you know what? At the end of the day, I can't forget that was such a big part in my beginning claim to fame. So it was just like, sometimes you do have to revisit home. Now that I've branded music so much, it's like, okay, now, we could take the vlog on tour. Now, it's still the vlogging, but it's still the way that I want to expose it and put it out now.
Now, with the vlogging, I've seen it to where people feel like they're too familiar with you. Like, because you expose yourself so much, they feel like they know you. How do you, how do you handle situations like that when somebody tries to be like, know you too much? Like they see you in person, like, and they feel like that you're like a cousin to them or something.
A lot of my fans already feel like that though. They'll be like, "What's up, Jillian?" I'm like, "No, don't call me by my first name. Like, say Jilly. It's Jilly, okay?" Right. But I think it's just balance for me. When I'm really like at home with my like loved ones and it's just like those moments, I'm just really soaking in the moments. The camera's not on, I think it's just balance. I don't record every second of my life at all like I used to. I'm way more private. And I mean, it's not even private. It's just no one's business.
Yeah.
That's it. It's no one's business. And this is what I want to share. I want to share, the music. I want to share the interviews. I want to share the fun moments, the tour life. But when I go home behind closed doors, that's my personal life. That's time for me and me only.
We miss you. We miss you waking up and.
I know, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to miss it.
Y'all gonna have to miss it. Exactly, exactly.
So before we get to Future Superstar, I have to ask you because your skills as a chef is, I want to say, damn near unmatched. I mean, every man talks about a woman who could cook, and God damn, man.
I'm looking at these.
Yeah, like shit, man. I'm just curious, where did that love and passion come from as far as just your skills in the kitchen?
So my mom and my grandmother, and my dad too, but really my mom and my grandmother literally were the queens of the kitchen growing up my entire life. My family's Creole. Creole, and so all of them are from Louisiana, Creole and Dutch, but my Creole Louisiana side is all just completely in us. And long story short, growing up, we had gumbo all the time, etouffee, I'm like jambalaya, literally everything. And I didn't know I could cook because why would I cook when I had my mom and my grandmother and my dad cooking all the time? So long story short, moved to LA and I was hungry. I was tired of eating out all the time. And I started kind of like, just cooking. Started making like, some salmon, easing on in it. Started making like just random stuff, And then that random stuff started turning into more like complex stuff. And I was just like, this cooking shit is in me. It's not on me. It's literally in me. And before I knew it, quarantine hit. And that's when I really found out that I could cook. And I was like, no, I actually really can cook. And I knew I could cook when my grandmother was like, oh yeah, you might be better than me now. And when my grandmother said that, like anyone knows the grandmothers in anyone's family is like the head honcho, okay? Like my Gammy's gumbo, I will bet you $1 million. I will bet you $1 billion. It's the best gumbo in the entire world. And so for my grandmother to say that, I was just like, oh no, I really got like a little skill. And then when quarantine was in the mix, I was like, let me put this talent, to money. And so I made a cookbook, This Boss Babe Can Cookbook. That was my volume 1. It did outstanding. It was a shock because I'd never really promoted like cooking like that. You know what I mean? And so that came as a surprise. And then this past Thanksgiving, I dropped my second one, which was She Cooks Too. And it has just done even better. So now I am a 2 times published author.
Hey, so can you be trusted with a whole Thanksgiving dinner?
Absolutely. I actually just did this past Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was on the menu?
Oh, everything. I had a ham, I had a turkey, I had a stuffed ham as well, like a jalapeno turkey. I had my broccoli cheese casserole. I had my mac and cheese, my infamous mac and cheese. Of course, the greens. Gotta have the greens with the turkey necks and bacon. I had a sweet potato casserole. What else did I have? I had a jalapeno potato dish. And I did all of this myself. Man, all by myself.
You had us at hello. You had us at I cooked Thanksgiving. So I have to ask then, what is that go-to meal that you trying to win boo over? Let's say either you arguing with your guy or you trying to win him the hell over. What is that go-to meal that you're gonna make?
Well, I mean, I already won him the hell over. Let's start there, okay? He ain't going nowhere.
All right. Well, let's say there's a slight argument and they're like, okay, I'm gonna cook a meal. We're gonna fix it. It's tonight. What meal are you making that you know is just gonna win his heart over?
His go-to is my jalapeno garlic salmon with Alfredo. It's a homemade Alfredo pasta. Yeah, that's the one.
Jesus.
Yeah, that one actually is one of like my anytime anyone comes over and I make that. I'm like one of my friends literally now calls it like her stolen recipe because her boyfriend, like she makes it for them all the time. And he's just like, make sure if Jilly makes any other recipe, you go get it. So like that recipe has become my staple, even to all my friends. They all took my recipe and stole it.
Should a man be able to cook in a relationship? Or is that like just a deal breaker if he just cannot?
No.
Okay.
As long as you taking care of other things, taking care of home, and And see, I mean, I'm not a housewife. I'm not. I'm blessed to be able to cook, and I'm a cook. I'm a clean, but I can't just sit at home. As you see, I'm on tour. I'm working. That's my passion. But my passion is also just like my you take care of home. You get what I'm saying? He's our person, and then it's just like I'm gonna take care of us. Now, if that makes sense.
Now, none of those things that you mentioned sound like they'll be good for dieting and weight. So how do you stay fit and cook all those good meals? Like, what is the secret to that? Like,
yeah, I've already put a disclaimer. None of my cookbooks, all of my cookbooks are comfort foods. They are not to lose weight. I might do like a vegan one in the future, a little Weight Watchers type of one. But I do my Peloton, and for me, it's portion control. I'm not like a crazy eater. My parents, it was funny because a friend of mine and I were having this conversation. She said the same thing. She was like, how do you not even gain a pound ever in all the food you cook? Like if you follow me on Instagram, you see I cook damn near every day of the week. And for me, it's just like, I don't always have to finish the food on my plate. I had parents who literally were like, if you're full, throw it away. My parents weren't the type of parents who made me eat everything. And one of my friends, she was like, my grandmother made me clean my plate. That's why I overeat today. And I was like, yeah, for me, no, my parents never did. So when I'm full, I'm full.
Yeah, we were poor, so we had to eat it all.
No.
You got to eat it tomorrow, too. If we still clean your plate, you might not get dinner.
So I have to ask, how do you stay so fit then? Like, what are some of your regimens that you do to stay so fit?
My Peloton is my
that's the
end all be all. Yeah, I used to work out in the gym for hours. I would do cardio on the treadmill. I would do weights and squats and, barbells and all of that, dumbbells and everything. And then once I found my Peloton, which again was during quarantine. Quarantine happened. A lot of stuff for me came out, was great in quarantine. Literally. And quarantine happened, and it's been 3 years straight that I've been heavily on my Peloton, and I lost 30 pounds. And I didn't have 30 pounds to lose. I was never big. I was always more fit. I was a track girl. I did track in high school. Yeah. I did competitive cheer. So I was like the base who lifted the girl. So I was always just more muscular, And once I found my Peloton, it just leaned me out so much. And that's why, I think that's why people are like, oh, how did you get so skinny? And it's not even like I even tried. It was just literally just Pelotoning all the time.
Now, there are some people that will say that, man, Jilly, man, she is a perfect 10. She is the definition of a 10. But for you, if you grade yourself, what would you say, personally, if you're being honest with yourself, that you're like, man, I just don't like this about myself, though?
Nothing. I love myself. Oh, if you don't love yourself, then who will?
Talk about it.
No, I do.
Talk about it.
I think people misconstrued being confident as arrogance. And it's like, yes. No, I'm very confident. I love me. I wouldn't want to be anybody else in this entire world. I'm proud of me. I love looking at myself every single day in the mirror and knowing that, I got me more than anyone else do. I love me. I grade myself 100 on a scale of 1 to 10.
There you go.
And you should too. Everybody should,
But that motherfucking question.
On top of, you cooking all these dope meals, on top of your music career, you seem to travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How on earth do you balance all of these different things, and having fun traveling at the same time?
I think I'm still trying to find the answer. I don't even know. I just be waking up day to day. I don't even know how I'm even awake right now. I just do it. I go from coast to coast, country to country. I just got back from Amsterdam and London, straight on to tour. Been in 6 states in less than a week. It's just I think I know the end goal for me. And, vacation's fun. Vacation's my fun moment, but it's also for work, just having to travel all the time. Again, it's just my love for working, really. It's my love for the grind that really just keeps me going. And again, I think Starbucks vanilla latte has a lot to do with it as well.
Cheat code.
Yeah, that's my cheat code.
Where's somewhere you been that you got there and you're just I can't even believe I'm here. I didn't ever see this from being in this place like this.
As far as location or just career? Okay. Location, again, to be fair, my parents made sure we were exposed to traveling early. Just that way, whenever we did grow up, we weren't wowed by anything. But I will say, I'll reverse the answer and say the fact that we're sending my parents to Amsterdam this year for their anniversary. My dad actually has blood brothers who live in Amsterdam, and that he hasn't even, been around. They've never been to Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
They're getting older. So, sending them there, moments like that, where I'm just damn, we could really do this. I'm doing this. I'm helping my parents out. I think those are the moments of I really got to keep going.
Now, definitely. I think it was a TikTok I seen you do with your mom and your grandma together, and it's just, man, that's so amazing to see that, man. It's just, it's just a blessing. Yeah, it is. Now, I have to ask, before I just make mention, your current boo right now, your current boyfriend is who? Is it, do the world know?
Of course.
Because I don't know. Everyone else may know. I don't know.
No, yeah, but my relation, that's another thing. That's it's not private, but it's just not, I don't go in.
So I'll say this. The last person I seen you linked with, as far as just Google searching, was Deshaun Watson. Is that your current guy now?
We're going on 4 years, yep.
Man, shout out to Deshaun. Goddamn Watson, man. Huge H-Town. No, we're not H-Town no more, but
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Go Browns. Go Brownies.
So I have to ask because, Valentine's just passed. And a lot of pressure was on a lot of men for some reason. We're coming out of COVID 2023. The PPP loans was all over the place. What do you expect from Valentine's Day from your boo, from your man? Do you have expectations? And did he meet them? Were you I could have did a little better on this side of things?
Every day is Valentine's Day for me.
Oh shit! Nick, don't say
blessed.
that. Hey, listen.
I'm lucky.
There's levels.
I'm lucky. Every single day is Valentine's Day for me.
We gotta edit that
every single day.
The pressure's on. Shit. Now, you have a fragrance.
Yes.
How?
Right. Another one of those. I just woke up and, I had been into, it kind of all really started was everywhere I went, people were always oh my God, you smell really good. You smell so good. You smell so good. And I would always be they would be what is that? I'm natural. I just smell good. So I was you know what? I want to actually put out my own scent. I don't want to, be promoting someone else when I could be oh, this is my scent when you ask me, how do I smell, So it took 10 months. The process was so long. It was grueling. It was excruciating. I had to do samples on samples and, tell them what kind of notes I wanted in the perfumes. And, they didn't get it. And it's hard when you're, again, during quarantine and you're only can talk via Zoom and they have to guess what you're trying to say as far as a scent. Because everybody's senses are different. My sense of, musky and vanilla-y and oaty is can be completely different than yours, And so for me, it was just 100,000 Zoom calls in, going back and forth, getting 30 samples sent to me, not liking any of them, getting another 40 samples sent to me, not liking any of them. And then finally, after going back and forth, getting the perfect scent and then letting it happen. It took 10 months for that to happen. But once it happened, it was very rewarding.
Man, amazing. I mean, you're on your mogul shit, like just on your boss shit. We seen that Rihanna was able to send you a Fenty exclusive.
Yes.
Super Bowl exclusive.
Yes.
How was that to get that from the Fenty brand and from Rihanna?
That was super dope. You know, again, it's just that recognition. It's like, you know, again, a legend is watching, and you know that box wasn't sent to people. So that was
one of maybe 10. One of
yeah.
one.
I mean, I think one of I still haven't seen anybody open it. So I'm like, I think one of one. I think it was more so one of those little like send her like make a cute box, send it over. They didn't ask me to post it or anything. So that's how I was like, yeah, this is a little, you know, moment. Long story short, you know, I used to work with her brand, Savage X Fenty. And again, I think it's just that recognition. I was just like, you know, gotta love Riri.
How would you grade her Super Bowl performance?
100. I think it was amazing. I think another strong Black woman, you know, doing the damn thing on the biggest stage in the earth and the world. Like, I think that's, no matter what, that right there is in itself 20 out of 20.
Was your heart not a little bit stopped seing her way that high, like showing that she was pregnant?
Kidding?
Like, I'm like,
I think I almost passed out. I was just like,
please come down.
I don't know. That was scary. I don't know how she did. I really don't even think I'd be able to do that.
Right. Like you would tell she had to have practiced that a few times.
That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think I would have. And then like to not sound shaky and scared, like my knees would have been buckling. I would have been like, woo.
I give it to her. I said, man, for that to have not been known that even she was pregnant, for those who knew. But
even
for her to show the
dancers, the dancers didn't know.
Oh
No.
God, that's Rihanna. One of one.
Right.
One of one.
Right.
So let's talk about it, man. Jilly in 24 cities, man.
Yes.
We are on the Future Superstar tour, man. How did that come about? Like, how did the phone call? How did everything come?
Okay, so I did WildnOut in October. And it's actually going to premiere this summer. So, you know, they film like seasons in advance. So I filmed season 20, episode 1. So it will air June of 2023.
Dope.
So make sure you check it out.
We're tuned in.
Watch your girl. And I was a team captain on the episode. So it was huge.
Black team or red team?
I was on the black team.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the black team.
Team Black.
Yeah, Team Black.
Did they get on you real bad?
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
Nick proposed to me on camera. You know, I mean, it was...
Shut it.
No, and you know, my little freestyle, I did a freestyle. My shit was, you know.
I didn't came down.
I was what?
Man, hold it up.
No, I was real crisp on the show. I can't wait to watch the episode. But long story short, at the end, I performed as well. I performed my single from my EP Copy and Paste called Throwback. And Nick actually and his team reached out and they were like, you know, hey, we actually have an opportunity. Like, we're going to do this tour, 24 cities, you know, partnered with Live Nation, BET, Vibe Magazine. You down? I was like, hell yeah, I'm not down. What? Like, do you really even have to ask? And that's how it came about. And here I am.
Man, so you're on the first leg of the tour. I think, California was the first stop?
California,
Anaheim,
LA. Yeah, LA, and then Anaheim, and then
now
Dallas.
you're Dallas, and now you're going back to your hometown. How does that feel to go back on this tour to your hometown to give them all of Jilly? Just, here you go.
It's definitely a full circle moment. You know, at the end of the day, I grew up at the House of Blues in Houston. I grew up going to the concerts, watching. Drake was at the House of Blues, okay?
Hell yeah.
For a minute, couldn't even sell it out, you know?
Yeah.
Now he can go, what he say, pack that shit out for like 100 nights in a row. And I think it's just, again, a full circle moment. These are the moments I prayed for. These are the moments I've worked for. These are the moments I've strived for. So to finally be here and to go home and do it in front of my family, my friends, my loved ones who were in cover videos with me, doing fake music videos with me when I was 13, 14 years old. It's just like, damn, man, hard work really does. Hard work and consistency pays off.
Has anyone asked you for like free tickets already? Like, hey, I need make sure I'm there.
I think I've always been an advocate, and don't you ever ask me stuff like that. Like, support. You know, the ticket is like $20. If you can't do it, then you don't need to be around anyway. You know,
you spend more on the outfit and everything else.
I mean, like at the end of the day, it's just about supporting people. Like, you don't go to Gucci and ask for a free purse or a free, you know, ticket or a free discount or anything. So it's just like, you know, support your friends, support people. I'm all about supporting people. So, I mean, that's what I'm support.
So I had the pleasure of watching you perform in Dallas yesterday. And you were performing the song, forgive me because I don't know the name, but you were like, read after me when I say this, say sexy or something.
Yeah,
right?
Sexy, that's the name.
Okay, good. I thought that, but anyway. So your performance was, your stage performance is just amazing. And I just wanted to ask you, where does that come from? You mentioned putting on music videos back in the day with your family or whoever, but where does that choreography, stage presence come from for you?
Again, it's just, the stage always being my second home, literally being my second home though, not even joking. My parents had me in dance lessons the moment I could walk. And so it just became second nature. With this, I performed in the Novo in October as well, actually, in LA. And that was a huge show. I had a 30-minute set. I had my DJ. I had my dancers. I had, the whole 9 yards. With this, it's more of a showcase. We don't have a DJ. Nick Cannon's DJing everyone's set. Don't have any dancers. Got a little surprise for the Houston show though. But, I don't have my stage team with me. So it's literally just me and a mic. And I think, again, people are like, oh, did you rehearse so much? And it's well, no, but the stage is my home. That's where I feel the most comfortable. That's where I let loose the most. That's where I'm alive. And so it's it's not even just me practicing steps. It's that's where I'm meant to be. So it's natural. It's second nature to me, honestly.
Now, the name of your EP is Copy and Paste. What is the meaning behind that?
Well, to be transparent with you, you go on the internet a lot of times, and just because you're not the most famous person in the world doesn't mean people don't steal your swag.
All the time.
And I've had 100,000 of moments where I've just been I did this first, and I have the damn proof. And so I was you know what? I'm not a type of person who, I don't sub nobody. I don't do the whole putting a meme for, to be intentional towards someone. I'm gonna put it in the music, copy and paste. Everything I do, you copy and paste it. So I'm the copy, you just paste it. So that's where it came from, copy and paste.
Is there a city that you're excited to perform in that's coming up outside of H-Town?
I was about to say Houston.
Yeah, outside of Houston.
Yeah, of course. I have a few. Atlanta, I also got a lot of people in Atlanta. I'm excited about Cleveland now because that's now my home.
Yes, definitely.
I'm excited about New York. New York's going to be a big one. Miami, Miami's going to be lit. We're trying to stay in the city for a few more days, too.
Listen, delay the next stop.
And of course, all of them. You never know. At the end of the day, you gain fans from each and every one of these shows. There could be somebody who doesn't even know you, who knows of you, but, doesn't really know your music and stuff. So it's an opportunity to gain those fans. And to be honest with you, gain lifetime fans. So just really everywhere. But of course, those cities in particular.
And let's talk about the genius of Nick Cannon for a second, for being able to, he's DJing sets of the artists.
Literally.
How dope is that? Nick Cannon's getting back in his DJ bag to DJ these sets.
I was just talking with my team. I think the dopest part about it is just his stamp on the entire show. He's not just promoting it and putting his name on it. He's with us on tour in 24 cities, on stage, with everyone, with every single person. And it's a cosign you can't even pay for. It's a cosign that, is just a blessing, to be honest. Yeah.
And I know you probably don't get starstruck, but has there been a moment where you look to your left or your right and you're like, oh, this is whoever. I didn't think I'd ever be sitting in the room. Because we were at the show at the venue as well. And I was like, oh, there's fucking Nick Cannon.
Right.
Have you had any of those moments?
Starstruck.
And even going back early on, you don't have to 'cause I know you're in the game now, but even coming up, have you ever been?
I've never been just a starstruck individual. Literally, my mom and dad could tell you, I've never just I don't know what it was. I was never impressed. The only person I could tell you I would be probably a real fangirl over is Beyoncé. I'd probably be just speechless. That's the only person, and I have never met her. I've never met her. Oh, wow. But I can tell you that's the only person in the.
I'm just.
Don't play. See now that's don't play. You can't. Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely manifesting it. And it's so funny because I was just in Greece this past summer. And I met her. Well, I've met her mom multiple times. Being from Houston, being Miss Teen Houston, her mom was at a lot of the charity events that I was out. So Miss Tina, I had already met her several times. But as an adult, I'm pretty sure she meets thousands of people. As an adult, I hadn't seen her again since Miss Teen Houston. I was 14. So I went to Greece this past summer. And saw her like right when I got off the plane, and I spoke. I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna speak like that's Beyonce's mama, like, And I was just like, hey, like, I just want to say hi. I'm from Houston. I kept it real short. I didn't even tell her about Miss Teen Houston or none of that because I didn't know I would see her later. Let me get to that. But I just, kept it sweet. I was just like, hi, I'm from Houston. I just wanted to say hi. She was like, oh my God, no, hi. Yes, like you are so beautiful. I was like, thank you. That's it. I just wanted to say hi. Nice to meet you. And she was just like, oh my goodness, like, yes, are y'all staying here? And then she started to like, initiate conversation. Long story short, we got our baggage, told her bye, see you later. Then like 2-3 days later, we were in Athens and we were shopping, and she actually walks up to me. I was facing this way, and she comes up behind me, and my boyfriend actually watched her come up, and I was like, why didn't you say anything? He was like, she walked up fast. And so she walks up and she was like, Jillian? I was like, hi.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I know you better tell Beyonce about me. That's all right. No, but she came up and then we had a real conversation. She was like, what do you do? Like, I can see it. What do you do? I was like, I actually do music. She was like, really? What kind? Told her R&B pop. She was like, okay, so you go by Jilly? I was like, yes, ma'am. She was like, I'm gonna check it out. And then that's when I told her about Miss Teen Houston. I actually pulled up the picture. We had a little convo. She was like, no way. I was like, yeah, we've met before. And I'm like, please tell Beyonce about me. No, I didn't say that part, but I wanted to.
I'm surprised you didn't correct it right then when she said Jillian. It's Jilly.
Yeah, I know, right? How you gonna correct Miss Tina?
Right. You got it. Now, I got to ask, because you're speaking Athens, Greece. What's your favorite destination that you've been to that's just blew your mind?
It's so hard to say because it's just like, if we go, for instance, Athens, that's more like tropical, especially. And then if I go like, towards like London and Amsterdam, that's more like, just a whole different vibe. And I love Europe. I'll say Europe. Europe is my vibe. I love the beach too and tropical vacations, but I'll choose Europe any day. Just the shopping, just the outings, the dinners, everything about it. Europe is a vibe. Yeah.
What language is it that you was like, I can't, I've been trying to learn it, I just can't.
So I'm still mad at my school that I went to because I don't understand how the only things in Spanish I know is like hola, ¿cómo estás? And muy bien.
Right.
I'm still confused. I took like 10 years of Spanish. How do I not know anything? So I think I'm gonna take that up with my school. I'm gonna talk to them one day.
Is there a teacher that you would just love to just not say shit on, but just be like, yeah, you didn't believe in me at all, or did they were all good to you?
Yeah, no. Of course we all had them like hating teachers. That one. They came full circle. I saw a Facebook message a couple years ago. They were like, oh my God, I watch everything you do. I said, girl. But but more importantly, I want to even highlight the teachers who did like see it from early on. I had this one 5th grade teacher, Mr. Beck. When I tell you, he was like, even still to this day, keep in contact with him.
Wow.
He was a very, very like strong teacher role in my life. I mean, he was my teacher, but just that. Yeah, he believes. Yeah, he was like, no, I saw the vision before anyone else did, and he just like, he's so proud of where I'm at today, and he's one of the ones too who also is like, it's nowhere near where it's gonna be, and I'm just like, yeah, I know. Yeah,
man. For all the teachers out there that's in the field of education, y'all, man, give these kids hope, man. Don't be just telling these kids they ain't gonna be nothing, man. So my last question is, I'm just curious because in this. Again, for is probably Deshaun, man. Maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't. But your idea of a perfect date, like the perfect date. I'm talking about from wake up to go to sleep. Like, what would you call I won't say wake up, but just on a date. What's your perfect date that you would say everything is done to my perfection?
I think when you're so in love, every day is the perfect date. Just being with my person.
All right, I can't even argue.
I can't even argue. We're going to edit that out.
I can't argue.
If there's a man out there who can give you every day is perfect, Now, my question is, you're very family oriented from what I hear. And like having your mother and father, do you think that having both parents, you think that shaped you more? Or what do you think your life would be like if you were just from a single parent home? Do you think it would have been as well-rounded?
I can only speak from coming from a 2-parent home. My parents have been married since Jesus was a baby, so that's all I know. Amen. That's, what I look up to. That's why I don't have any kids right now. I believe in getting married, first. And again, that's just where I come from. It has nothing to do with anyone. All of us have completely different avenues in life. But, I think that doesn't mean that I can't, preach mine and where I come from and what I want. I want to be married. I want to then have my babies and, do it how I was raised. But I can't really necessarily say, I know some of the strongest people I know come from a one-parent household. And my boyfriend has the strongest mother ever. One-parent household, and is one of the most successful people I have ever met. One of the most hardworking, dedicated person to his craft ever. So, I mean, it's just a pick of the litter, really. Yeah. It's just, the people around you, like, just the people in your circle, depending on, is that one parent person, there's people who have one parent households and who are way more successful than two parents who weren't really there for their kids, Absolutely. So it's just, I'm grateful to have both of my parents who believed in me and always wanted the best and pushed me so hard. They saw the vision before anyone and just, knew that it was attainable. That I'm forever grateful for. So, I mean, I just think, again, it's just, I come from it. So that's what I want to bring my kids into. And I just think there's no right or wrong way, as long as you have those supportive parents or parent, just someone to really believe in you. You can be great.
That's dope. That's awesome. Based off your Instagram and, just digging around or whatever, I see that you and Jenna Frooms are kind of cool.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that? Y'all look really alike. So I just wanted to see, are y'all related?
No, we're actually not related. She was one of the first people I met when I moved to LA. I met her a year after I moved to LA in 2015. So we've been friends for 8 years, and real friends, literally, not Instagram friends.
That's real. Yeah.
I was the first friend who met her baby. I flew to LA, obviously, for her baby shower. But when she had her baby, I also flew to LA, and I met him when he was 2 days old. So, no, that's one of my real friends. We've been friends for 8 years now. Yeah.
Man, so, and last, H-Town, you'll be there by the time people see this. You'll probably have already done the show. And I'm curious, Beyoncé is about to do her Renaissance tour as well. She was getting some flack about the ticket sales where they were about $1,000. But what do you say to that as far as, the experience of a Beyoncé concert? That does $1,000 validate to see Beyoncé on this Renaissance tour?
It goes again to show she knows her worth. She knows, the time and the money and then the hours that she puts into her craft. She knows that she's one of the top people in the game, if not the top person in the game. And I mean, at the end of the day, people complain about it, but guess what? They still sold out. So somebody's buying them tickets, you feel me? So I'm I just, again, the validation in her craft and her art, she knows her worth. I mean, shit. Can't promise you that when I get there, I might do $2,000 a ticket, okay?
Nah, for real.
Come on, you feel me? She just setting the standard.
You got any shout outs?
Absolutely. Forever shout out to my family, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my brother, the love of my life, my team. My team is my end all be all, I don't know what I'd do without them. It takes a team, really. And I think that's the most important thing. Is just you can't do it by yourself. I'm blessed to have it. And, shout out to the fans. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for this opportunity.
No,
and
thank
just,
you for coming.
Yeah, everyone.
And for anybody who has not yet tapped in with your music, your fragrances, your
Absolutely.
cooking, how do they get to all of those things?
Literally everything is on my website. It's a one-stop shop from all my social medias to everything. It's IamJilly.com. You can find both of my cookbooks, my perfume, tickets to the show, my Instagram, which is Jilly Anais, JILLYANAIS. Look at me over here, JILLYANAIS. And again, IamJilly.com. It's a one-stop shop.
Hey, we would just like to ask that whenever you have some time available, could you please just cook us up a quick meal? That salmon
Yes.
would be jalapeno
Yes.
salmon,
I got
Alfredo
you.
drip. We need that. No, we want
Yes.
to thank you so much for coming to sit
No,
down with
thank
us.
you for
You've been so
having me.
much fun.
Yes, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, and we are excited to see what you're going to do this year, next year, and the years to come. This is the best part, Jilly.
Stay
You are
tuned. Stay
you-
tuned. Stay tuned.
You are a real life street star.
Thank you.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.